Hey guys, I hope you liked that intro. Our man Eric, Destroyer 1320, did that for us. We're here for the live feed, episode 3 of the live stream, I guess, for the Friday night setup. So I'm excited about this. I want to say thanks to Eric because obviously that intro is way better than anything we've had. Of course,
you're welcome.
Yeah. So if you liked that and like more stuff like that, definitely go to his channel, subscribe, follow him, message him about things like that you can put into your videos.
Yeah, I'll drop my email in the comments, and you guys can grab it from there if you're looking for any stuff like that, graphics, logos, stuff like that.
Yep, perfect. Because he's helping me tonight. Steven is in a little bit of a road trip, and so obviously 2 hands that y'all saw last week trying to figure out the computer and the screens and all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad Eric is here with us. Let's see if I can get my computer set up for you guys there. Okay. Let's go over. I made notes and everything for you guys tonight. So Eric is assisting with stuff. Oh, dude, we got to talk about brainstorm.
Oh, yes.
All right. So my portion of the brainstorm sessions video will drop tonight. Eric's will always drop first because he's the one that's running the show on that. Super appreciative of that. Basically, what we're doing, we're taking what we text and message each other all day with Brian from Black Seed Originals, and we're putting it in a weekly format episode. So we recorded episode 1 on Tuesday. Eric's, yours dropped yesterday, right? Yep. And then so Brian and I'll do different intros and outros and basically same video so we can gather as many followers as we can. And basically we are using that platform to bring everybody with us or past us or whatever. We want every YouTuber to grow, Cartuber to grow. We want every YouTuber to grow, but Cartubers especially.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a chance for us to all share the bits of knowledge and stuff that we have learned along our way to get where we're at. You and I are monetized, which is really hard to do. And so anything we can help, do to help anybody else who's walking the path right now, we can say, hey, there's mud over there. Don't go that way. You could try this. Or as we shared on the last episode, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Or watch Narcs right after this and you'll see it for yourself. Yep. There is some information in there that will save you time.
Yes, time. One thing I will say is I've manipulated my process a little bit. So the new process is going to be on next week's episode. I'm excited about that. I've gained more than 100 Instagram followers in the last 24 hours and more than 20 YouTube subscribers from this. So yeah,
that's
so pretty
just
exciting.
Amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm telling you guys, you get a chance. Just hang on after this video. After this, go straight to Narc's page and watch that video. It's going to be, it's pretty groundbreaking for normal people because, like I said in the video, we've gone and watched different tubers that tell you the basics of how to do what we do. But we haven't had someone who has a live screen and says, click here, do this, do that. This is how you do it. So,
yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun, and I hope a lot of folks will take the stuff we go over in that and use it and grow their channel. All right, let's talk car stuff. We have plenty of time on the other thing to talk YouTube growth. The biggest thing I want to talk about is we bought a turbo for the cart. Hang on, I'm going to get it.
Oh, yes.
I can reach it from here because this thing weighs about 75 pounds. Just blew my back out. Look at this thing.
Oh,
so GT5. Yep. That super high dollar, $155 eBay GT45.
Nice.
That turbo is because people watched videos. So I became monetized in October. We got our first check January 21st. And literally that Friday, which would have been last Friday, January 22nd, I bought the turbo. That fast. So that's what we're going to do is just keep reinvesting this money. Right? Just keep it rolling.
Super chats, by the way, you guys over in the comments, click that little super chat, donate. You'll see more cool stuff like that turbo.
Right. So I have been on the search for an intercooler, and I found a $75 intercooler in Fort Smith, which is about an hour south of me. And last week, people gave $30. in the super chat. So that paid almost half of, or that will pay almost half of the intercooler. So I'm hoping to work a timeout with that guy tomorrow to go down and pick it up Sunday morning. So
that's going to be great.
I say all of that to say thank you to everyone that has watched videos, that has liked stuff, that has commented stuff, that has shared stuff. We certainly cannot do any of this without any of that. So
true.
I want to talk about the build process for the cart first, because it's so exciting. Because I'm going to do things a little differently than what I did on the old truck. This is super budget build. So to make 400 horsepower, 400 wheel horsepower, you basically I figure 10 pounds for every 100 horsepower. So if I want to make 400 wheel horsepower, you would need 40-pound injectors. Okay, makes sense, right?
Yep.
Marauder, the Mercury Marauder and Lincoln Navigator and Lincoln Aviator have 35 to 39-pound injectors, depending on the year. And I found a few sets of those for $100 on eBay. So we're going to go super cheap injector, because you can't decap Ford injectors, because Ford injectors sucks. Hey, Johnny Clapp, see you. I'm going to talk about you here in a minute, bud, with some collabs coming up. I'm excited about that. All right, so we got $141. Sorry, I saw my notes here. $141 from monetization on YouTube. Then spent $150 on the turbo. So I'm going to take, hopefully it shows we're going to get money again in February based on my YouTube analytics. So I'm going to take that money and probably buy injectors. So if some folks would be nice enough to slide a little bit in the super chats, I can go ahead and get the intercooler. I've got some money set back from working on the Jeep and getting it done. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Any help is appreciated, of course. But this is going to blow some folks' mind, because if you watch the old truck build, we have a full playlist on it. I used a Walbro 450 pump for it. I'm not doing that on the cart. I'm just going to add a second pump. So there's this place in town called Deals or Bargain Deals or something like that. And basically it's a bunch of Amazon returns. So I went in there the other day. I gave $4 for this entire setup, and you can't see it, but the fuel pump is down in there, right?
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so I'm going to buy a Y and put that pump in with the factory pump should give me enough fuel pump to make the power I want in the cart. And so I'll have a $4 fuel pump set up.
Nice. Dude, that's awesome.
Yep, so that will turn the power up we'll turn the fuel pressure regulator up on the injectors if they're not big enough. Again, our goal is just to add 100 wheel horsepower and for it to come on quickly with the turbo. So we're hoping with that. Hey, thanks, Destroyer. You can give money. I appreciate that.
Hey, I got to start it out, man.
Right, $4 on the pump. I'm really excited about that. Factory pumps flow about, depending on whatever pump that is. I don't even know what it goes to. There was no markings on it. There's no part number that I can find or anything like that. But typical fuel injection pumps run about 90 pounds per hour. So we should be able to see, like a Walbro 255 is 255 liters per hour. So this one's 90 plus the factory 90 or 100. We'll have a 200 liter per hour pump set up within the tank. So
that's great.
It's exciting to see that. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. It may not work. It may work great. Who knows? There's only one way to find out, and that's to do it.
Just send it.
Yeah, right. So I talked last week about the rear fenders and about taking them off the cart. I've since decided not to do that. I'm going to just keep I'm going to keep caging around them and go all the way around the back and all that kind of stuff. There's a C7 Corvette, and I'm going to pull it up here on the other computer. Let's see. There's some Mad Max C7. Here we go. Yep. So, Destroyer, how do I share this screen over here?
What's that?
Said, how do I share this screen over here?
So go down to click screen, click share screen, click that. Now, do you want audio?
Nope.
So all you do is select either tab or there you go. Yep, you got it now.
Yeah. So something along these lines here, just with more tubing. So if you don't like that, tell me, and I'll thank you for your input, but I'm still not going to change it. I like the way I like the look that will give to the cart, because we'll keep the same size that the cage is now. So it'll add just a ton of beef, but the rear panel on the cart gives me a nice area for stickers and decals and a spot for the Narx cart, and then all of our places for people to find social media. So that's kind of my goal with it, is more along the lines of this. I do like the staggered wheel setup on that. I may look at doing some of that too. So I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know what we're going to do. Let's take this one off. Okay, perfect.
Well, if you do those in the back, you got to have some spikes sticking off the top, though. Right?
Yeah.
When those come around the back, you got to have spikes.
I like that. I like spikes, just like big ones, like hay bale spikes, because we're building a rack to hang mountain bikes on the back that'll double as a wing. So I need some area that I can work off of that won't make it look goofy. So, or goofier than what it does now. So
it's awesome.
So that's the cart update. Tons of work coming for that thing. I'm excited. Let me get back to my notes here. We'll talk about my Instagram growth here momentarily. All right, things I want to go over tonight. Obviously, the turbo on the cart. I want to discuss car meets as well. So I've been debating on doing something small and old truck or interesting. I ran a cruise night with Brian from Black Seed and a few other people that don't have YouTube channels yet a few years ago, and it was great for about 3 of them. And then it just got to be too big and too much hassle. And I still want to do something like that. So I kind of want if you're in the chat, kind of give us your opinion. I don't know if I want to do like a morning event, which is generally easier for me to get to, or if I do like a night event and set it up at like a restaurant. My thoughts are there's a few restaurants that could do both, that serve breakfast or dinner. And their parking lot is big enough for about 60 people. So I feel like I've hashtagged every post that has my old truck in it with hashtags old trucks DGAF. If you know what that means, yeah. So I think we're going to run with that and give special parking to drivers of pre-1990 vehicles, right? So they would have like a special spot. It would be geared towards them, with, I don't know, prizes and things like that. The hard part for me is coming from all of the charity stuff we do. Obviously, it's got to be for charity. It's got to be another way for us to draw attention to their cause, but also draw attention to the 2 big events we do every year, 3 big events we do every year for them. So, trying to work all that. So, but I really want, because I feel like everybody in the chat area over there is from all over the country. So I kind of want to hear their opinion on what time they prefer to hit. People in the comments that are watching this later, or people that are watching this later, comment below. It's probably going to be something that'll start March or April, maybe. I don't know, something like that. So I've got some time to put it together. I've got some locations I'm sort of talking to and trying to figure out which would be best. The dilemma with Northwest Arkansas is that it is so big. Death by Boost just popped in the backstage area, so that'll be exciting. They're going to be on here. They're one of the 2 Cartubers of the week for this week. So we talked about car meets. I want to talk about collaborations, because if they weren't so dang far from me, I would drive out there in a heartbeat, because he's got our Deathkarts invited. Yes, William Doss. Deathkarts will get a very special parking spot. William's going to get a feature in the next couple of weeks, because his Deathkart is insane. It has 2 engines, front and back, 2 complete drivetrains. 2 complete drivetrains. So yeah, he's going to be on. He works right around the corner from me, actually, so that's perfect. So I'll get him to come by the house. We'll do another video on it. I have a video of him now with his cart, which was then a 4-cylinder Civic or Accord engine. Now it's got, I don't even know what it says. It's got 2 engines, I mean, front and back, both of them. So collaborations. 2021 is the year of collaboration. I keep saying it. I keep telling everybody that. Listen to me. If you're within 3 or 4 hours of Northwest Arkansas, I will come see you. I will get in the cart and come see you. I'll get in my 500 wheel horsepower turbo C10 truck if you're into that kind of stuff. If Steven hasn't sold the big truck by then, I'll make him let me borrow the big truck and I'll come see you. It's a 10-inch lift, 1,400 foot-pound, 40-inch tire, 2011 Dodge Ram that is for sale. $25,000. You can own it. He has almost double that in receipts in the build process for it. So collaborations, Johnny Clyde, you guys see him in the comments there. Him and I are getting together. He does a lot of food reviews. He's a new channel. I think he's a little over 170 subscribers. Looked at it yesterday, I think. But he does a lot of food reviews. He's in Fayetteville. He's 30 minutes from me. So he's into cars. I'm going to pick him up in the old truck. We're going to take it. Go eat somewhere that he's never eaten, and then do some burnouts and all that kind of stuff. You know me. So Send It Race Media just bought a full 1-gauge setup. There's a company called 1-gauge, if you haven't seen, it's like a Holley Pro Dash that can fit in anything. It basically uses its own sensors and all that kind of stuff. Send It Race Media bought one of those. They're coming down next Saturday to my shop to we're going to install it in their catch-up truck. Right here in the shop. So I'll be doing a full video on it and all that kind of stuff. Hang on, guys. Hang tight with me. Death by Boost here. The one thing I'll talk about before we move into our first guest is it's the hashtag Solo B-Roll 2021 challenge by Straight 6 Fan and Car Guy. I think if Eric will drop the link in there somewhere, you can go watch the video on it last night. Those guys basically are trying to push automotive YouTubers towards better cinematography. A lot of times we simply hold the camera up and record what we're doing, right? So they want to try and push your boundaries a little bit. It's a 90-second challenge. I made some notes last night because it's super interesting. I'm going to put one in myself. Their pitch on it was the video should be what you're about in 90 seconds with the most minimal voice possible. So the least amount of talking that you can do and shoot almost as like a channel preview, channel teaser to further everybody's ability with video editing and shooting and kind of what you're thinking about. So I really like this. It's one person, one camera, 90 seconds, tell a story. That was what they said the whole time. So when I watched the live feed of it last night, I was like, this is great. So if you are a 2-person channel, that doesn't mean each of you get 45 seconds. It means each of you really need to do your own video. It was kind of the way they pitched it. So I liked that. That was a really neat setup. And very interesting to me. So my brain was already trying to start turning and figure out what I can put in because they really want new, fresh content. So don't take all of your old stuff that you've already cut down and made nice. Take new stuff, record new stuff. March 7th, 2021 by midnight is the cutoff for that. So you can go watch the video. It's in the comments. You can go watch the video for that. So. All right, let's bring these guys in. If I can figure out how the heck to do that. Hey, William, thanks, dude. Hey,
yeah.
How are y'all?
Hi, how are you? How's it going?
Oh, man. I'm excited. So I went back to my podcast setup with earbuds and a mic and all that kind of stuff. So that way I can hear.
we're rookies. We ain't got all that cool stuff yet.
Well, if you didn't watch last week's, which you probably haven't yet, the guest that was on, I had no audio from him to me.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it made for a really interesting interview. Like, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. When you're done talking, give me a thumbs up. So it's hilarious. So you'll have to watch. So,
very nice.
Yep. All right. So you guys run Death by Boost, all one word, on YouTube.
Yep.
And you joined a small automotive YouTubers page on Facebook and then we just started hammering you with questions and it's and all that kind of stuff all day, right? So I'll tell you this: I've literally watched. I think you have 40 videos on your channel. I think I've watched 20 of them or something like that. Crazy.
Oh, thank you.
So,
yeah.
I binged a few today in the background, and we messaged back and forth kind of about playlists and things like that. So, the first note I have is, please tell me about Frankencart.
Okay. So it basically started off. I bought a '99 Passat, and I took the engine out, transmission, engine wiring harness, brakes, whatever small part I needed to make the car work once I built the frame. I laid them all out on the floor. I basically traced out an outline for the bottom frame. I built the chassis from there up freehanded at that point.
Really?
And it's evolved a lot since then. So it originally had an Audi V6 30 valve. It pushed like 200 crank horsepower.
Right.
Automatic. So then I decided to go manual, put a manual in it. And then I wanted more power, obviously. So then I went to a Volkswagen 1.8 with a 3071 turbo, and it was pushing about 430 to the wheel. And it still wasn't enough. So now it's got an LS 5.3 in it, pushing 730 to the wheel, and it's got way more room for improvement on that.
Yeah, so I saw that part. Hang on, I'm pulling up the channel here on the side. I still haven't figured any of this stuff out. So folks can see this thing, understand what we're talking about. And we're going to talk about the boosted Mustang here in a minute as well. Is that playing audio? I think it is, isn't it? Nope. Okay. Yeah, so you hand built all that cage?
Yep, hand built.
Man, you really should have been recording all of that.
I know. I regret all of that. I wish I would have started doing YouTube way sooner, because me and him both had a ton of content, and now we kind of gave that up because now we're starting it out. But, there's room to do more.
Oh, for sure. So, and I think that's what drew me to the cart originally was like, I mean, that's really good work, obviously. You know that. You did it. That car is so different. I thought it was probably like a kit that you had put in.
I get that a lot.
The first couple of videos, it should be a kit. You should build it and stuff. The first video I watched had, I guess, the original Passat setup.
Yep.
Right? And then you set up, there's one video where it's like Volkswagen stuff, and then it's like 730 horsepower. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Big gap.
Yeah, definitely. So what happened to the Volkswagen? And I heard you talking about like some of the Passat stuff has been in the 9s before on that transaxle. So I'd like to hear a little bit about that too.
Yeah, so I still got to do some more digging on that, on the transaxle itself, to make sure that transaxle is used in a 9-second pass. Because at this point, I honestly have a feeling I may have a record with that transaxle.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the other question?
Well, so I noticed in one of the videos, in that video, the first one with the LS, there's an adapter plate that goes there. Who makes the adapter plate for that?
I actually designed the whole thing, and then I had a machine shop mill it out for me.
Dude, I'm telling you, I can feel it. So the hard part for car guys on YouTube, in my opinion, is the build of that stuff doesn't get nearly the attention it needs, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see you ripping a 750 horsepower turbo cart, right?
Right.
But like for real car guys, I want to see the build. I want to I would have loved to see you bend you see the cart, I like bending tube. I like all that kind of stuff. So it'd have been really cool to see that. And also, how many radiators do you have in that thing?
So
one big one on the front.
Yeah. So one big one on the front. It's actually a Jeep Cherokee radiator. It's upgraded, obviously, to a thicker core. And then the radiator that you see on the side of the car, that's actually for the air-to-water intercooler.
That makes sense.
So back when I had the smaller engine in there, it had dual radiators in the back and no intercooler. So that's why you saw 2 radiators back there, and then all of a sudden there's one in the front. So there was a lot of confusion there for that, for sure.
That's awesome. And I figured that's what it was about, but man, that's really cool. So, I've been giving you hell about playlists. I know I have.
Yeah.
And here's a perfect example. If we watched all of this video I'm on right here, right? It's going to take me to faster prompts after that.
Oh, okay. Really?
See, what happens is like I'm in your video, and say I'm a new person following, right? I'm in this video and I'm watching it, I'm loving it. Well, then I shut it down because I got to do an email for work, right? Which typically happens. Well, then it's going to kick me to faster prompts. Well, who knows if I stay on your channel after that? Because at that point, I've got to like physically back up and go find the next video in that list. So that's the only reason I've like scream at people about playlists, because it's so much easier to follow.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you.
Once you get to 40 videos in a playlist, then you've got hours and hours and hours of time for people to sit and do that. Or like I alluded to earlier in the Facebook group, there's some folks that may hit play and binge all night long, if you know what I mean, when somebody's close to needing their hours.
Right.
Like for you guys, subs won't be hard, especially if you do Race Week 1.0 this year.
Yeah.
In either of those cars. So as 1320, I mean, we had like a 400 subscriber bump in a day and a half just from 1320 recording with the cart. So
that's crazy.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you have that, and then now suddenly you're at 1,000, but you're short on your hours, which is what happened to us.
That's another thing I regret too, because I was featured in a 1320 video back in August for Street Car Takeover, and we didn't have the channel, like a legit channel at the time. I just had a few videos, and that was it. And I ended up getting like 80 subs from it, but I would guarantee I would have got more if I had content.
Yep. Well, and the content you had then was good. I mean, a lot of that stuff is good content. How many miles have you put on the cart?
Altogether, maybe 3,000.
That's awesome. That's a bunch. That's what nobody understands. That's a bunch of miles.
Yeah.
You're going to put half that on, you do Race Week in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. And especially like I would love to, I'm really trying to figure out how to do 1.0 this year.
That'd be cool.
The scenery out there is great. I mean, all the guys that I went to 2.0 last year, all the guys are like, oh man, you would love it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I know, but it's like 10 days off of work and away from the house for me to do that. So
yeah,
it's a little tougher. Let's talk about the Mustang, because that car, I mean, makes 1,000.
Yeah, it does. It's and that's something also we have to remind everybody. We're in Colorado, so our DA and everything's a lot different than everybody else's. So our actual dyno numbers are what that car would be at sea level, if that makes sense. And then everything's kind of turned. So essentially, the car's feeling like a roughly 850 to 900 wheel is what it's feeling. So.
God, that's nuts, dude. That is nuts.
And
I really like y'all's intro.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're
go ahead.
The intro. He likes it.
Yeah, I was just
thank
like
you.
Your intro and all that kind of stuff.
Appreciate it.
You guys. Usually, I take a week or so to like figure out my Cartuber, but really, I mean, you joined the group yesterday, and I binged and looked at a ton of this stuff, and I was like, I got to move them up. Because I feel like you guys have a really great channel that is moving. As soon as it gets just a little traction, it's gonna go just straight up. So
thank you very much. No, appreciate it. Yeah, it's the Mustang's actually been through 2 different power router platforms. So I actually had a VMP twin screw, basically the Roush blower, and VMP got a hold of it and did their little tricks to it, and that's what I bought. Then I made roughly 800 wheel. With that up here that was on E85, and then he got a LLS and a cart that weighs less than 3,000 pounds, and I wanted to keep up, so I went with the Hellion undermount twin turbos, so they're precision 6266s and twins, and then I have a return style standalone fuel system for it, so on E85. So yeah, it's awesome. Fun.
Yeah, that thing I bet is an animal. Now
it's getting weird.
I haven't watched many videos. Is it manual or automatic?
It's manual. And that's something else I get from people is because it's actually the MT82 stock. It's untouched other than a McLeod RXT clutch, which is rated for right around 1,000. So the clutch is good, but everybody keeps telling me like, how in the heck does that transmission hold up to that? Because usually people explode them when it's just NA. So yeah, it's just, I treat it nice.
Well, and I was going to say rolling into manuals is better for sure. Just clutch and left step to clutch. So here's a couple notes I made on the channel. It's only 2 or 3. I'd love to see like that shot you get before the intro of like whatever happens in the video, like just that quick shot before the intro, because your intro is awesome, but it's like 40 seconds. Yep. So like as a new subscriber, I'm like, okay, let's get to it. And then, then obviously you're telling the story from there. So you may end up people skipping ahead a bunch, and we definitely don't want them to do that.
Gotcha. There is a drop off right there.
That makes more sense. Yep. We should probably get back to doing that for sure.
Yep. So your guys' stuff is great. I mean, I really do enjoy it. And I really wish you weren't so far, because I'd love to come out and like hang out and all that kind of stuff for a couple of days. And you guys be like, this guy's got to leave. I'm tired of him.
No way.
All right. See, 33 videos, right? And then you have an awesome Instagram feed. So we were talking a little bit about that earlier. You guys post a bunch over there, so people can follow you on Instagram too. It seems like you guys kind of have the same setup as we do.
Okay.
You post a couple times a week, once a week, a couple times a month. But Instagram's really your day in, day out type following.
And TikTok now. So yeah, I need to correct what I said to you earlier about TikTok. It's actually TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok is what we were mostly talking about. We got the platforms kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
When we were talking.
Hey, TikTok's on a run, so
they are. Yeah,
definitely actually you there.
I kind of feel like TikTok is kind of taking a toll on YouTube. I don't know. I mean, this is our first time actually really trying on YouTube, and watching people's watch retentions makes me feel like people are way more in tune to TikTok because their short attention span.
It's next video. And we have roughly 16,500 followers on TikTok right now. So it wasn't expected. We're on YouTube. We're doing our YouTube thing, and that kind of went up pretty quick. And we're like, oh man, maybe there's something here too. So
yeah, it's crazy. Where did you say 16,500?
Yep. Yeah, on TikTok.
That's awesome. So yeah, we're right at the same level then over there. That's
awesome.
The one thing that I found about TikTok is like, I'm trying to figure out if YouTube is killing my shorts, because I just really steal a bunch of my TikTok shorts and put them over.
Oh, nice.
What's cool about TikTok is like, I guess in the shorts version of YouTube is that people don't have control. So like it just brings up the next video, right?
Right.
That's good or bad for us because like, let's say you have a video that's not performing well.
Right.
It's going to always not perform well.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So like for what I've seen on the shorts, and I haven't dug too much into the analytics of TikTok because I still don't understand all of it. But like, you get this rocket ship to the moon on YouTube shorts, and then it goes boop. Well, then I look and I'm like, okay, well, somebody gave me a thumbs down. Like, okay, so oh crap, he got a thumbs down. Throw it in the trash.
Right.
I don't know. I don't understand. So
there's always haters.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's for sure.
You just got to keep loving what you're doing.
Well, and that's why we do so much. You know what I mean? That's right. And you guys too. If you're car guys, you're a car guy. It's not like you're just doing cars because it's fun and makes money.
Right.
No, we're just trying to share.
Yep, that's exactly right. All right. You guys and I will definitely start messaging a lot more. I'd like to pick your brain some on the TikTok stuff too, especially since we're so close. We can maybe figure out how to I don't know, ramp up all the other stuff too. And then I hope I'll see you guys on 1.0.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is definitely on kind of like a bucket list right now, to be honest. I would definitely be doing that.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it for so long, but I just didn't have the car at the time. Now with this LS, I can compete. So
yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to take you out. I really appreciate you like taking the time and getting together and coming over and like hanging out with me and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
it was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. That was awesome.
heck yeah, you'll be on here quite a bit. We'll talk cart in-depth stuff later. I got to get this turbo on here, and then we'll start seeing what happens. Now this one will make 400 maybe at the most. So I won't be anywhere close to you, but I'd sure love to run you in the old truck once it's turned up a little bit. So
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
you just got to turn yours down some.
Okay, there you go.
I can do it.
Fair enough.
All right, guys. Thanks a bunch.
All right, see
Yeah,
ya.
absolutely.
See y'all. All right, guys. Go follow their channel right now. Like click the link. Go over and follow them. I'm gonna get the next channel here pulled up for the Cartuber of the week after I drink my beer in my cold sweet patina.com koozie. It's with magnets on the back. This is probably the nicest koozie I've had forever. All right. The next channel is Twisted Iron LLC. And I met Rob Lipinski, who runs this on Rocky Mountain Race Week. It was actually the last morning we were headed home. And I walk out, and he was one of the last guys in the parking lot. There was one other, like a red, I think Hellcat or something like that in the parking lot, or G8. And so he was out there. I talked to him for a few minutes, had no idea who he was. I'm sure he was like, doesn't this guy know I'm a total badass? Well, I didn't. His channel is very small, 24 videos. It has, they've basically started it to build his wife a car to drive, which is Henrietta is the name of the project car. And it is, let me go back in here. He's a little different. He does have playlists on this stuff, which is a huge help. So he has Old Yeller, which is the Gasser Champion 2020 2.0 Rocky Mountain Race Week. So he's got a couple videos on it. And then he started documenting the build of this car for his this week for his wife. Now this is a super cool build because it has a 3.7 or something from a 2011 or 2012 Camaro. It has full Camaro front suspension, full Camaro rear suspension. The one thing that I like about this car, and they drop videos weekly. Let me drop down here. His level of fabrication is really good. Her level of fabrication is good. She helps build the car, obviously. It's going to be her. She's got to help turn wrenches, right? They're basically walking you through the entire process. Thanks, Destroyer. I appreciate that. They're walking you through the entire process. He's a great welder. You can tell his fabrication skills are top-notch. I'm going to have him on as a guest at some point in the future, maybe more of a podcast episode. But he worked with some top fuel teams and just understands car builds very well. Obviously, with a twin turbo LS gasser that goes very, very fast. Like, did great in the class, obviously being the champion 2.0. I don't know if he was a gasser champion 1.0, but I do know because I ordered shirts from him. Look at this. They have apparel. Let me get this screen off here so I can show you guys the apparel. Huh? Nice. So you'll have to order. So that was last year's shirt. This is this year's shirt. Okay. It's on the front, and this one's the back. He is the gasser champion, Rocky Mountain Race Week. Builds a car Old Yeller. It's awesome. Super cool stuff. Super high quality. Definitely advise getting those. So you can see here floor pans. I mean, this car looked very nice in the pictures that they showed in the beginning, and then you can tell it maybe was not as nice. Both the outside of the floor pans. What's cool is he's using the factory frame rails from the Henry J and adapting all the stuff to the Camaro stuff. Now I like his process because you can see here on the back, they're nuts in the frame, so it has plenty of travel, all this kind of stuff. This type of build is what I really, really enjoy watching. Now, what I think will take over next will be, I hope we end up, I'm going to start working on some built in 10 minutes type videos. And I think that'll help maybe bring some more subscribers in, because a lot of folks aren't going to sit through the, say, 3 months or 6 months of a build to go through and do all that. So they're going to take these cars and they're going to binge this series after seeing the build it in 10 minutes and then the racing and things like that. The cool thing about this is it's going to be basically a 2010 or 11 or 16 or whatever Camaro it is, inside and underneath. So parts are easily available. It drives and rides like that kind of car. It's just going to have the super cool body. So I'm hoping that's the next thing that we start seeing as far as builds from other people and everything like that. Let's see, what else do I got here? So, I would like 2 tips if they're watching. Tags are a big deal in videos, and I don't have TubeBuddy on this, but the one thing that took me a few months to figure out was that, like, people don't know the Narxcart like I feel they should or they would, just because I put it out there all the time. They tag Henrietta in everything, and nobody knows Henrietta yet. Now they will, so you can look at it 2 ways. Like, can you do, move it forward and it be like people will come back to the channel when they see it on Rocky Mountain Race Week, or is it better to maybe bring them in from the beginning and build that rapport and build the relationship during the build process? That way, when you go out and do something big like Race Week, then you have that exponential growth at that point. So I don't really know how to advise there, but I will say that descriptions, big, like longer descriptions, like what Henrietta is, because it may be their first video to see on that one. So longer descriptions. When I post this as a regular video, which will probably take, I think, 3 or 4 hours, I'll put in what we put in every video. I'll put that down in the comments, and you guys can steal that and use it as your own and just drop it in every video, because over time, YouTube will take that and see that you're building, because you tag LS swap in so much stuff. So they'll take your LS swap tag and your LS swap description, and they'll put that together and they'll show somebody that's looking at LS swap stuff. So it's all this little bitty stuff that suddenly makes you an overnight success, right? So tags and descriptions on that stuff. Oh, sorry. I'm all over the place here. I apologize. One last thing on Twisted Iron. They just bought their daughter a Volkswagen bus as her first car. It is going to be, this is probably one of the coolest videos to watch, because it's her. She doesn't know what's going on. Obviously, with parents like she has, they have great ability to build stuff. So they're literally out in the middle of nowhere, Colorado, picking up this van, and she spots it and like takes off running and all this kind of stuff. So it's really neat to see, she understands that it's a car build for her, and what they're going to do with it. And you can see the wheels turning in her head already about what she wants to see from the van. So what else? God, I feel like I had a lot more to talk about than 44 minutes of stuff here, but I'm going to let their video play and you'll see how far out they were. This is time lapsed, obviously, and moving forward. Let's talk about the solo B-roll real quick. Straight Six fan and Car Guy have really good channels, obviously. But sorry, we're getting a chat here. Okay, yep. Yeah, I should have been dropping this up the whole time. Sorry, my fault. So Twisted Iron, where was I going with that? Yeah, they're way out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. Trying to come up with some stuff to, like, as far as videos for you guys. I'll begin working on the turbo exhaust system for the cart tonight. So I want to know, like, is that something you guys would want to, should I go live to do that? I've been watching a couple live streams that are like 3 hours long of just people in the shop. Obviously, now that we have the internet out here, we can do that. So I've been debating on just dropping into live feed when I'm out here on a Friday night after the live stream, cut it off, drop our video, and then go back to live and really just work on the cars and answer questions and things like that in the background. So I really don't know. Tell me what you think about that if you're even still around. I know there's a few people in here. Let's see, what else? I feel like I'm all over the place here. I'm going to bring Destroyer in for a minute. Let me turn this one off. See if he's got anything. Can't hear him. It's probably something I've done.
Oh, you're good. Oh, I was going to say, take the camera, put it up in the rafters. I mean, it's going to suck because you have to get up. Put it up in the rafters so we can see down and watch the sparks and all the stuff going on. You'll have the sound and the noise, and you can do a 2-camera thing where you have the camera on your laptop going. So when you want to talk to somebody, you can walk over and talk to that. But they can also have that above shot. I think that would be super cool.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome because then you could really watch all the crap that goes on in here.
Yes, that's what we want to see.
That's a good idea. I think I would like to do that because that's a good one.
You can fab a mount. You can do, get a ladder, stand up there, take the camera, find out the shot you want, and then figure out a way to mount a mount and have it there.
Yeah, because, I'll tell you, doing the exhaust on this, there's going to be a ton of sparks, tons of up and down. And so it's going to be a hard video to record. But if I had it on the live feed, it'd be easier for people to watch later. They could jump in, ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, and the banter between you and Steve cracks me up when we're off, like when we're just waiting to go live and do something. So to have that just raw, natural, people are going to laugh their butts off. It's going to be great. You guys are hilarious. They don't even have a clue.
That's funny. I think Brian was talking about that, how serious he gets when he's on camera by himself. Like, it's like you freeze up and you got to be all professional.
Well, I'm the same way. I'm always the same way. And I'm a total goofball. A total goof. You can tell by USRL. I get my other voice going and, oh, yeah.
Yep, that's a good idea. All right. Well, I think I'm going to cut it. I'm going to go eat dinner and see the family for a minute and then come back out and I'll drop the live feed. The video for Brainstorm Sessions drops literally in like 3 minutes. I'm going to close this out and then hit publish on that thing and we'll go from there. And then we'll see everybody again the next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Sounds great.
Yep. Johnny Clyde, I'll be getting with you tonight. I'll send you a message about what we can do for lunch because Brian Lake wants to go too. So maybe we can talk him into bringing the Cobra.
Oh, is this the food guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sweet. Heck yeah, man.
Yep.
I can't wait to see some stuff with him, buddy.
Yeah, dude, he's hilarious. So, all right, guys, if you're still watching, thanks a bunch. Appreciate that. You can find daily stuff, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and weekly Tuesdays and Fridays here on YouTube. See ya.
See ya.